What we have here is a boost. A signal boost. A boost for comic book Kickstarter campaigns. Brought to you by Spoiler Country. Each episode we bring you current campaigns that we think you should support, talk with the creators to give you insight into the project, and spread the love of indie comic books. Now sit back, grab a drink, and listen to what we have to offer you today.
All right, welcome back to Spoiler Country. I'm Kenric, and that's Johnny Horsley, and today it is Kickstarter Signal Boost number 9, Johnny. Number 9,
man. Number 9. It's exciting.
Not number 8, not number 7, number 9.
Yeah, and last time, just to call myself out, I said it was. I told Kenric it was number 7. Number 7. It was actually number 8, and so I messed up on that one. So,
well, whatever. It's just
you're wondering
funny.
why it doesn't match. You know, it's the wrong number. But the Kickstarter was still awesome on that one. So,
and I just noticed. So we're not in the same location. We actually live many, many towns over, and we use a voice over IP connection through a company called Source Connect.
Yep.
And mine says sending as Kenric.
Oh, God.
And then I get a receiving, and John says receiving from Jay Dizzle, which I just noticed.
This is literally the first time I've ever written that, and then I was like, he's not going to notice. Usually I just put John.
Oh, my God.
So thanks for calling me out, dickwad.
You're welcome. You're welcome, because it's funny. Jay Dizzle, yo. All right. So we have 3 wonderful Kickstarter campaigns to send to you guys today, or to bring to you guys today. And we have all the creators ready to go, and we're going to do this live and in person. No, I'm kidding. We have these all pre-recorded.
Right.
But this is going to be great. We got Benjamin Kreger of The Black Suit of Death. We got Chris Reichert of Angels of Hell. I'm on that one, which I'm not on a lot of these, so this is kind of cool. And then we have John Late, Away, a sci-fi adventure. So this is going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be good. These are 3 good conversations for 3 books that sound like they're a lot of fun.
So let's start off with the first one, and here's Benjamin Kreger with The Black Suit of Death.
I'm kind of a dork.
I am a dork. Don't worry about it. I do a podcast about comics and talk to people like Uwe Boll. Of course I'm a dork. Right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'm Ben Krieger, and I am the co-creator and co-writer of the comic series The Black Suit of Death. I also act as the publisher, and I'm the chief creative officer is the title I've given myself for my little comic company, Warrior Innkeeper Creative.
What's the book about?
The Black Suit of Death has never been easy to describe. It took years for us to figure out that the easiest way to say what it is to call it a mixed genre.
Nice.
Because it's a little bit, it's science fiction, it's horror, it's comedy, and a little bit of satire. And so for years, our elevator speech was really like, blah, 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 blah. And then we finally figured out, just call it mixed genre.
There you go.
And then we try to tell a quick story about what it is, which isn't quite easy either. But we generally go with a depressed college student goes off into the desert to end his life when he stumbles upon the Grim Reaper suit and becomes the modern-day Black Suit of Death. And basically, how we imagine the story is it's a non-supernatural take on the Grim Reaper mythos.
Right.
So if there's any originality, it's that.
You gotta have something. You gotta have something to hold on to.
Yeah. We've been told it was original, and like, really? We don't think it is.
Thanks.
But it's our version of the Grim Reaper mythos. So in our science fiction take, it's the suit, the Black Suit of Death, is an alien biomechanoid suit of armor. It's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
It was invented by a mad scientist on the planet Utopia 9, Dr. Sietzen. Utopia 9 was suffering from a population crisis that was draining their energy resources, and so Dr. Sietzen decided to create the Black Suit of Death in order to judge those who are worthy of utopia, the perfect society, and those who are unworthy. And the unworthy, their lives would be sacrificed to power the planetary core and fix two problems with one stone, or one scythe in this case.
There you go. So powering the planet with the souls of the unworthy.
Yeah, but it didn't work out too well. He got banished to Earth, and for 10,000 years, the suit has had many different pilots, which is what we call the people that bond with the suit. And it's informed all our myths about death, about the Grim Reaper, stories about the River Styx, the Boatman, right?
Right.
And just things like that. That's like the long version of
we have aliens to blame for all of it. Then you're saying, right?
It's always aliens. Always. Have you not seen the peacock-haired guy?
I have.
It's aliens.
Aliens, man.
Aliens. It's all their fault.
Well, I mean, they're probably not. He's probably not wrong. I mean,
there's a part of me that really wants to believe it's aliens.
Right? It'd make life so much easier to get through if we could speak. Yeah, it's aliens' fault. It's not our fault.
Yeah.
So who else is working with you on the team to make the book?
So my best buddy Ed Ellsworth is my co-creator, co-writer, and we actually invented this character way back, like 20 years ago now. Jeez. I'm so old.
Nice.
When we were young men, in our prime, and still very much virgins, we didn't know any girls, but we wanted to make. We had this bright idea to make a parody of Scream.
Okay.
And so we used Barbie dolls to play the role of Drew Barrymore.
Perfect.
And we didn't have a ghost face mask, but we had a blank black face or no face mask and a apocalypse cloak. So we used that as our villain, and we made parodies of several scenes and kind of turned this into our own thing. And
yeah,
so we saw something interesting or unique about this version of the killer, and Ed and I started, along with our friends, we started working on a remake of it, something original, and we called it the Black Suit of Death. I've always loved like really long, obnoxious titles.
Oh, me too. I'm a huge fan of titles that have like lots of qualifiers to them.
And we made the short film, and we really loved it. And then I started taking some classes at Oregon State University, just some film classes. I wasn't going for a degree because me and college don't get along.
Right. Nice.
And I learned a lot, and so I started rewriting the screenplay, and I really wanted to make the Scream parody was like 5 minutes long. The Black Suit of Death, the first one was like about 15, and I wanted to make a real short film, make it like around 30 minutes.
Right.
So I started filming it, and I got a couple scenes shot, and just things didn't work out, and next thing I know, it's, real life is hitting everybody, everyone's moving away, going on to their own thing, and the film never got finished. A big problem with that was budget. We didn't have any money.
Right. It's a huge problem of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's my life story. So 15 years later, I get into comics. I get pulled into comics. A friend of mine had me start writing books for an anthology, and the next thing I know, I'm writing comics. So I give Ed a call or email. I don't know. We talk online so much, I can't remember if we actually use the phone nowadays. Right? So I said, hey, remember how we didn't have a budget and we couldn't build the sets and everything? Let's do Black Suit of Death as a comic, and we don't have to worry about, budgets. Of course, that's total lie. You still have to worry about some budget, but it's not like you don't need $10,000 to make a movie.
Which is great because you have so much more you can do.
Yeah, and that's when Ed came back with a science fiction take on it, and we just both loved it and created this whole new thing based on it, and now we're working on the series, trying to get issue 3 done.
That's pretty cool. I love
it's a really long story short.
I mean, it's great though. I love stories that, like, it came from a place of love, of a love of a genre, of love of something you liked, and it evolved into what it is today. After all that time.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
That's really cool. So your book's up on Kickstarter right now. I'll have the link in the description below if you're listening. It's called The Black Suit of Death. It looks really cool. I like the concept. I like the concept of taking something that's heavily rooted in this world as being supernatural and taking it and spinning it to be alien. Because, I mean, it just taking something people know and spinning it on its head makes things more fun, in my opinion.
I think so. Well, I don't know how many things in this world are original anymore. I think originality comes out of telling your own version of something.
Agreed.
And one thing I really liked about reading Neil Gaiman's book about Norse mythology is in the foreword or intro or whatever, he talks about how this is his version of the original Norse stories, and he says that's part of the wonder of storytelling is taking something you know and putting your own spin on it. And I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's very true.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's what we were doing until, I don't know, I think issue 1 came out and people started giving me more feedback on the story. It's like, oh, maybe I do have something original. Oh, I don't know. We were just writing it for fun and writing it as part of, I suppose, comic therapy, because the reason we chose a protagonist with depression and PTSD is kind of so we can throw our own crap onto the character and get it out of our head.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You always write from a place of knowledge, something you have experience with in some way, you know?
Yeah. I like to talk about the truth in writing. It's like, even if you're writing fiction, it has to, if it doesn't come from a place of truth, it's not going to ring true with other people.
Absolutely. I think every good piece of literature, every good book I've read has always come from the author's experiences in some way, to mold it out of that.
Right. Yeah. I think that's where the best stories come from.
Agreed.
Is a place of truth. So,
I love Neil Gaiman's work.
Oh God, yeah.
One of my favorites. Him and Douglas Adams are my two favorite authors.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. I really appreciate you talking to me today. And then we'll have links out. We'll share this out. Everybody out there listening, check out Black Suit of Death on Kickstarter. Check out the URL. Looks great. Sounds awesome. If you can, go give it a back. If not, just give it a share, and hopefully somebody else will back it for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. This was fun.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so that one sounds pretty awesome. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, nothing like powering a planet with the black suit.
Right, and failing at it. And what's
failing.
Right. And what's cool for us is Benjamin provided us with copies of the first 2.5 issues for us to read and review.
Nice.
So you and I get to read
that.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. But everybody's so not us. Go out there and back it, because it looks great and it sounds awesome.
Yeah, go out there and back it. I mean, so real quick, there's so many stories out there revolving around the personification of death.
Yeah, there are.
And even though this is not the personification of death, it's unique in the fact that it's kind of become that with the black suit of death,
Yeah. Well, in it, he says that the mythos in his world, Earthlings have taken this suit of death, and that has created the idea of the personification of death in religions and stuff. So
that's cool. It's unique, and I like that. It's playing on an old, an old tale and putting a spin on it, which makes it brand new all over again.
Absolutely, I'm excited for that one.
All right, so this next one is Chris Reichert in Angels of Hell.
I'm Chris Reichert. I am the writer and creator of Angels of Hell. It is a post-apocalyptic tale that follows the Four Horsemen several months after the apocalypse has started. When the apocalypse started, they were leading the armies of hell to eradicate mankind. But in the process of that happening, something opened up in them, and now they're fighting to try to save mankind. And in this first issue, you will see them as they're trying to hunt down the last blood relative of Christ to build the human resistance against the forces of heaven and hell, because neither one of them end up being good in this.
That's an interesting concept, man. Gotta tell you, that's cool.
Yeah, it almost sounds like a story of redemption.
It is, in a sense. Like, every one of the Four Horsemen will end up having been human at some point in time throughout history and have a tragic backstory, of course. Something's got to happen to get the attention of the devil or whoever the fuck wants to put them in charge, right?
Right. So does this take place modern day, in the past, the future? When does it take place?
It's going to be like an alternative modern day. I am going to end up throwing things in there that, a more conservative crowd might not like. Obviously, talking about religion and then things like there's going to be a backstory that's more comedic, based around a character named Russell. Is just going to be a chaotic. Think like how what's the character's name? It's one of the side stories on the Goon that just never made sense. And
yeah, it's a great series.
So who's the art team behind this book with you? Because I got to tell you that you showed us some pages and the art looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does. It looks like you got Carly and Gracia. Is that how you say it? Ingracia?
Yeah, it's Carly and Gracia. Then I got Vincent Alcantara on inks. Davi Komodo, who's done work with Boom and Dark Horse and a few other guys.
Yeah, the colors looks great, man. The ambiance looks amazing.
Looks awesome, dude. Okay, so the art looks awesome, and the story idea sounds just different enough from what I've heard before that it seems like it's something that would be interesting to read. I mean, there's been lots of Four Horsemen stories, but I haven't heard one where they have to find the blood motif of Christ to make sure things, keep going. And
I've never heard of a story. Yeah, I've never heard of a story where the Four Horsemen become the good guys.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say right there.
Yeah, this looks great.
How do you get the idea for this?
I was just going to ask the same question.
Gotcha.
Actually, believe it or not, like back in high school, 16 years old, so 2001. This whole thing started off as like a series of poems that started off for English class.
Nice.
And then I've always had a liking of things like Dante's Inferno and stories like that, movies, whether cheesy or not, like End of Days, whole end of the world type scenario. And then it just eventually turned into, I want to make a comic out of this. And it's been in the process for years. The first attempt was going to be in like 2006 with an army buddy, do like a webcomic type thing. That fell through. Then a few years ago with another army buddy after we were well out of service, but life kind of gets in the way sometimes of being able to do something creative.
Oh, yeah. I know those feelings.
Which that army buddy was going to do the original artwork. He's got great art, but more in like a tattooing, cartoony style. And so, in a way, I kind of like how this art turned out a little bit better. But he's Josh Steffi, the guy that's doing the graphic design. You'll see his name on that front 2 pages right there, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this art, the penciling reminds me a lot of Fiona Staples.
I could actually send you some original pencil files real quick if you want to check that out, because it's almost all the detail was there in the pencils before Vincent even got his inks on it.
Wow.
I'd love to see that.
Well, Carly, how do you say her last name?
His last name's Ingracia.
His last name. Ingracia. Sorry, his last name. Carly Ingracia. The guy does some amazing work. It's really cool. And the inks and the colors, everything just pops. I can't wait to actually read it. Like actually read the story because visually it's really, really, really pleasing. And so the storyline should, I don't know, it should flow really well. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, definitely excited to get it out because it's just been building up in my head for so long. And hopefully this first issue pans out because I got so many other ideas to go with it over time.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when does this end? When does your Kickstarter end?
My Kickstarter, I plan on doing 30 days. It'll be April 2nd through May 1st, which also happens to be my birthday. So hopefully I have a very happy birthday going on there.
Well, happy early birthday to you.
Yeah, happy early birthday. What's the goal?
I actually saved for years to self-fund most of this, and this is just for printing and stuff like that. So I set a really low goal of just $1,000. So
that's awesome.
I have no doubt you'll hit that.
Yeah, people look at these prints; they're going to be right on it.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely share this out for you and this episode. And I wish you the best of luck in getting out there. You have $1,000 goal for this. It looks beautiful. I have no doubt you're going to hit that, and it probably will exceed that. Just looking at what we see here.
Yeah. Good luck, Chris.
All right, thank you guys.
Yep, thank you so much.
So that was a cool one, man. I'm excited for this. I thought the Four Horsemen angle was unique in the fact that they've twisted it and they're trying to stop the apocalypse.
Right, and they're on Earth.
Yeah. They were the catalyst to start the apocalypse. Then they decided, oh, we don't want this to happen.
right. And all of them get to spend time as being a human, which is kind of a cool twist. And and I know Chris was the author of the book, but God, the artwork of that book looks amazing.
Yeah, the artwork, the coloring, it looks really, really nice.
Yeah, it's all on point. It's great.
It is all on point. That's a great way to put it. Okay, then our last one, certainly not the least, is John Late with Away, a sci-fi adventure.
My name's John Late. I'm from Worcestershire in England, and I've currently got a Kickstarter going up for my new book, which is called Away. It's been published by Marcosia. Artist is Grant Richards. Colours are being done by Darren Stevens, and letters are being done by Robin Jones. It's the elevator pitch is a dark mashup of The Matrix, Quantum Leap, and 12 Monkeys. It's a time and space spanning journey of an ordinary man ripped from his family time and time again to obtain the skills he needs to save the world.
That's a pretty good elevator pitch. I mean, yeah, you hit some stories that I'm pretty passionate about and love. So,
yeah. Well, I've always been a big sci-fi fan, and I started writing a book around it must be close to about 8 or 9 years ago now, and Away's loosely based on that. A few of the themes and a few of the concepts I'd came up with that book, but family got in the way, and then I was thinking, right now I've got a little bit of spare time to do something else, so I started writing Away.
Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, the art looks amazing for this book. So the people doing the artwork on this, colors, inks, and everything look great.
Yeah. Grant's amazing. I met him around about 3 years ago now, and at a convention in Birmingham in the UK, and we got talking. He's a big guy. Like I'm a 6'4" guy, and he's 6'5", 6 foot. He's huge. And he's a scary looking guy, but he's one of the nicest, most shyest people you can meet. He's a lovely guy, but he showed me his artwork, and I was totally blown away. So I'd love to work with you one day. So I sent him a few pages over, and he started doing it. I thought, wow, this guy knows what he's doing.
That's great. Yeah, I found mostly the people who are the biggest people you meet are usually the nicest, and the most true of heart too, which is great.
Oh, he's a lovely guy. He's he'll bend over backwards to do anything for you, really. And once he started sending me the inks over, I thought, right, I need somebody who's going to be good enough to sort of like put colours on top of this, because if you didn't get the right person in the right place, it could almost ruin his inks. But Darren Stevens has done some amazing work as well.
That's great. It looks fantastic. So tell me, why only a 14-day Kickstarter?
Well, I've done 4 Kickstarters previously, and I've always been a big advocate of lots of promos, starting 3, 4, 5 months before, getting as many people as you can, getting email lists, newsletter lists, and all those sort of things.
Right.
But it's a bit of a different dynamic with this one, the fact that it's being published by Marcosia. Oh. So I know it's going to get printed, I know it's going to get published. So I thought, right, do minimum promo, rely on the sort of that fan base and that reader base that I've already got, and see how it goes. Drop that level right down, because even if I just got 10 backers, I can still get it to them. I can still get the book to them. I just have to cover paying Darren and Grant and covering postage and packaging. So it was like, right, let's do a 14-day minimum promo and see how it works. As a bit of an experiment, because it's relatively risk-free, really.
Right, and you've already hit goal, and it's it works. The risks seem to work out.
Yeah, it's I'm always totally blown away by it, because you always get a little bit nervous, and you get a little bit worried. Will it hit? Will people want to read it? Yeah. But it's really nice having the support of so many people. It's been brilliant.
That's great. So what was the decision to make it 84 pages? It's kind of a long. Is it? It's a full story that hit that long?
It is. It's without giving any spoilers. It is a part 1. There is going to be a part 2.
Nice.
But it's it's left on a really nice cliffhanger, and it's going to be a little while before part 2 comes out. But yeah, it's the longest book I've written. I think that the longest I've done so far is probably 32 pages, and that was with Brethren Born 1.
Yeah, which was a good series too. I mean, I read the first, I think 3. I got into it 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's been 3 out. 4 should be out in the next year, end of this year, maybe starting next year.
Nice. I remember reading that one going at the end of 3 going, I just want 4 now. I don't want to wait until the next chapter.
Life's got in the way a little bit, obviously, with the way going on. I've got a few other stories going on with a few other anthologies as well. So I just want to make it the best it'll be, really, because it will be the final part.
Yeah.
And then depending on how it's received, it might go into another slight arc or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, you always want to make sure you put out your best work. You don't want to half-ass anything.
Exactly, man. You've got it right. Yeah, totally right.
Well, I'm excited for this book. I'm gonna jump in on the bandwagon here and back this as well, so I can get a copy of it because it looks awesome. The art looks great. Your pitch sold me.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really, really proud of it. You know, some of the feedback we've got has been incredible. I had my first ever 10 out of 10 for as a review today, which I've put onto the Kickstarter page so people can have a look.
Nice.
So that was a real big boost. It's been really, really special.
That is awesome. And before we go, I just want to say, you're one of the writers on my Eynes Anthology book. You wrote a great story called Secrets Best Kept, which I'm really excited to get to draw. And I'm happy that through this we've been able to keep in touch and help you promote this.
Yeah, it's been brilliant, mate. I really look forward to seeing what you do with that. It's been one of those ones where I've never really written any sort of true sort of horror. So it'll be really interesting to see what you do. But yeah, really, really appreciate the support, John.
Cool. Yep. Thanks. Have a good one, man. I appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, the whole time. I love time travel stories. Time travel is just one of my loves of any kind of storytelling. It's just great. And
like quantum leap in space. I love it.
Yep, exactly. And John is actually one of the writers on the Eynes Anthology. Like I had said there at the end of the interview with him, he wrote a great story, and I'm excited to draw it for him. He's from across the pond. He's as you can probably tell from his accent, he's from England. And what's cool about this Kickstarter that I look at it,
Australia.
Not Australia. Don't make that mistake. Is that this book has actually already got a publishing deal with Marcosia. So this Kickstarter is a 14-day Kickstarter with a super low goal, which it's already hit, to allow people to basically pre-order it and get themselves a first look book before it actually goes to print, which is awesome.
That's awesome. That's great stuff.
Yeah. And it started. Well, we're recording this on the 13th. It started on the 12th, and it's already at double its goal. So it's pretty awesome.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So definitely check that one out. It sounds amazing, man. I love time travel stories, and the art looks great. And John's a great writer. He wrote a really good story for my book, and so I'm only a little bit biased there, but
Yeah, that's great. So I think that's a show.
That's the end of the Kickstarter Signal Boost. I mean, that's good for us today.
All right, guys, don't forget you can hear us everywhere podcasts are heard. I don't think I really need to say much more than that when it comes to where you can hear us, because we're all over the place.
If you can't find us, tell us.
Yeah, if we're somewhere that you want to be and we're not there, just let us know. But most likely, you do a search, we'll come right up.
Exactly. And you can talk to us on Twitter, spoiler_country. You can email us on the Twitters. Yep. Shut up.
On the Twitters. I love it.
Don't make fun of me. It's late.
That was funny.
You can email us at spoilercountry@gmail.com. You can call, leave a voicemail with us. You can call 707-646-2080. Leave us some fun voicemail. We'll listen to it. We will play it on the show if we think it's appropriate, if it's not just you yelling at us. And maybe we will. Even if you do yell at us, we might play it anyways, because, why not?
Yeah, totally. Don't be scared to criticize. But just remember, don't denigrate, educate.
Yeah, perfect. And again, if you have a Kickstarter coming up for your comic book or something that you think we would like, send us an email, spoilercountrypod@gmail.com, and let us know about it, and we will try to work you into a future one of these. We do this once a month with anywhere from 2 to 4 creators on here to help spread the love of indie comics Kickstarters.
There you guys go. And with that, we are out of here. And don't forget, as always, expand your fucking mind and read some goddamn shit. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Bye.